Shall we start? No? Ladies first?
No, say it, because I think it sounds really nice with your accent.
What, Archwell Audio?
Yeah.
Archwell Audio.
I mean...
Really?
Shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, today is December 10, 2021. It is 3:57 a.m. 4 a.m. This is video number 2, and I'm just recording right now. I just did video 1 and it was a bit more political, so now I'm doing some squad videos, and then I think I have 2 more other videos I need to do. I separate them so YouTube don't block the entire videos for the stuff. Alright, so let's go on Twitter, see what's going on. So that was the last tweet that I was talking about on video 1. Okay, there's this. Alright, Princess Diana then called him, quote, good King Harry, end quote, for no reason. Although I never wanted to come to fruition, the UK deserve a king such as Prince Harry is, but the future king are insecure, jealous, and cold-blooded bullies, so abolish the monarchy. Alright, so she retweeted that. Okay, in a nutshell, Charles wants his sons to suffer because he suffered too. William actively makes others suffer so he suffers less. Harry wants to put an end to the suffering. That's pretty much in a nutshell. In a nutshell. I didn't bookmark this one. Okay, there's one reply under this, the one that I bookmarked. Let's see. No king will ever walk away from his kingdom, so no, Harry won't be a great king. Alright, whatever. Let's see this one that she retweeted. Okay, in a nutshell, Charles wants his sons to suffer. Alright, I just read that, so this is under her tweet, so not much comment as well. Okay, most observed comment of the day. Sussex supporters are no different than those that are tired of the Sussex media, so sad people can't let all alone. Okay, I don't understand, but this person is right. Alright, so that's it. Let's go to the next tweet. Alright, once some people don't hear what they like, you know, everything is no good. Alright, so next tweet. Is this a thread? This looks like a thread. Good morning. How many times we will see this type of story? Quote excerpt erupt and fear over Meghan Markle's plan to outshine Prince William, Kate report. That's the article. I didn't want to click on it. So she has that excerpt erupt over Meghan Markle's plans to outshine. How do they know that's Meghan's plan? Meghan don't. Let me see. Since the Ellen show, Meghan hasn't come out. She's probably worrying about enjoying, what is it, Thanksgiving just happened, so she's probably worrying about Christmas, having a wonderful Christmas right now. So I don't think Meghan give a damn about all these people. Why are they, saying Meghan's plan? How do they know this is Meghan's plan? That's what international the news. Okay, exert erupt and fear over Meghan Markle's plans to outshine Prince William, and these people can't mind their own business. Let me read that. Okay, Meghan Markle has reportedly, from this, that's a lie right there. Nothing get out of Montecito. Alright? It's after they finish do their thing. If they want to tell you, they'll let you know. But this is from this, that's BS. Meghan Markle has reportedly sparked fear after news of her alleged, quote, outshining, and quote, Prince William and Kate Middleton with a success that's bigger than Diana. I usually see this as a way to trigger him. So, to trigger the brother. Oh, look what your brother and his wife are doing. Alright? It's a trigger piece for him to act stupid. This claim has been made by U.S. journalist Kenzie Scarfield, and during her interview with royal author Andrew Miller. That's BS from there. Yeah, they elaborated on it all in an interview with todiefordaily.com. I never heard of that. Was quoted saying, quote, "You wrote about somebody saying that there was a danger and Meghan's becoming bigger than Diana," end quote. Quote, I think it was a courtier said there was concern that Meghan, it's just BS. Meghan will become bigger than Diana and it will really kind of shrink the Cambridges. I mean, the thing is that the Cambridges, all they need to do is focus on themselves, and those nonsense they put in the front page, like they're doing charity work for their thing. So they should focus on that. If they focus on that, there won't be any problem. Why are they worrying about somebody, his brother's family and things like that? Focus on yourself. Alright, you kick them out. You made the plan to kick them out, and they left.
Piers, if you want to be private, go back to America and live privately. It's pretty straightforward.
So focus on yourself. What else do you want? From the last video, they have 3 houses, or was it in this video? 3 houses. They can't have enough. So focus on yourself. Alright, it will be Shrek, Charles, and Camilla and their objective and what they were trying to do. How do they know their objective? Harry and Meghan have said it, and Meghan since she was 12 or 11, saying the same thing, focusing on helping others. When you see something wrong, speak up and try to make things right. Okay, so they've been doing that. Harry been doing his own thing, almost the same manner as Meghan. Now they're together, they're focusing on their own thing, they're repeating what they want to do. So why can't they focus on that? What Harry and Meghan is actually spelling out. Why they think otherwise? That's because they're focusing on themselves. Harry and Meghan are. But the others, they can focus on themselves. They're too worrying about what other people are doing. Jeez. During the course of their interview, Mr. Martin also responded by saying, quote, "Well, this is what was being said at the time." Who was saying it? You dumbasses are saying your nonsense and believing in your nonsense. And remember, we didn't have social media when Diana was around, and now we do so can be incredibly well known globally very quickly. It's on your own fault, because you guys are so stupid. You put them on the global scale to that magnitude because you guys were so shitty from the get-go. I was minding my own business. If you guys weren't talking negative about them, I won't even be here defending them in my own way. Alright? People with common sense will say this is wrong. You should not be talking negative about them when they're doing good stuff. Why can't you highlight the good thing? But every good thing that they're doing, you see the negative part of it and you amplifying the negativity. So it's you who put them in the global scale. I was minding my own business. So many other people were minding their own business. But you flashing, you pretty much shove the negative things about them down our throat, where we said, no, this is wrong, you can't do that. We have to protect them. You saying some BS, you creating nonsense. Since they left Montecito, what do we know about them until their work is completely ready to be said? You don't hear little tittle-tattles coming out of Montecito about their work. Alright, Harry have been saying it. Stop saying, you don't need to know all those little nitty-gritty things. They have to be aligned.
Chance my arm with a cheeky question. A bit like your mother, you are pursued every minute of every day by lots of people trying to take photographs, videoing, recording what you're saying, pushing. How can you possibly have a private life?
Cheeky question. You're right. That is a cheeky question. But Andrew, to be honest with you, sadly, that line between public and private life is almost non-existent anymore, and we will continue to do our best to ensure that there is the line. You know, we are completely aware that we're in a very privileged position, and I will spend the rest of my life, you know, earning that privilege and trying to bring a spotlight onto things and causes that really matter to me, and I hopefully matter to a lot of other people as well. Everyone has a right to their privacy, and you know, a lot of the members of the public get it, but sadly in some areas there is this sort of incessant need to find out every little bit of detail about what goes on behind the scenes. It's unnecessary. You know, I hope that people get to see me here in this Invictus role, you know, cracking on with the guys and mucking in and having a good time with them. And this is half my official role, but half my private role. This is what I enjoy doing, but the private life has to be private, and I hope people respect that.
And he has that line here. We haven't heard a beep about their work unless or until they've completed and it's ready for us to be seeing it. That's when we see it. They've been saying that. But you guys, I don't know. What work are you doing? Why don't you say the title about your work that the other idiot is doing over there? He can't even focus on his own thing.
Thank you. Nice to see you again. I was just looking at, it's been a while since I last visited. So yeah, definitely when things get back to normal, I'd love to come and say hello to the team and everyone down there as well.
I think it was 2012 that you were last year.
No. It only seems like yesterday, Graham. It shows you how quickly time goes.
Cool. Let me finish with this one. I think that that's what happens, is that in the royal family, it's all about the position, not popularity now. Let me take you back to 1960s when Princess Margaret married Lord Snowdon, a photographer, and they were the most popular people on the planet alongside Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton. That's because you guys are so freaking dumbass. Look how she turned out, because she followed the rules of the firm. Alright, she almost, from my understanding, she was alcoholic. Pretty much, in a nutshell, somewhat, because I think she was sick and then died. But anyway, she would then live a happy life. She doesn't have to live under someone's term. She's not the heir to the throne, so you guys prevent her from living. Look at the other one. Is still living, but she's not doing shit for the public. Alright? So, I don't know. You guys need to be gone. Abolish you guys. Alright, that was a thread, by the way, and I just started. Alright, the next one here. Meghan Markle was reportedly sparked fear after news of her alleged outshining Prince William and Kate Middleton with a success that's bigger than Diana. That's not her fault. Alright, that's not Meghan's fault. She's been doing the same thing since she was 11.
Story time of how I learned not to dim my light. 1,000 years ago, I was an actor. Used to go to an acting class in Los Angeles. Had this great teacher. He stops me one day as I walk in the room and he says, "Come over here. Can I talk to you for a second? Do you know I watch you every morning walk into this room and stop at the door and literally turn your light out like a light switch. You're bright right up until that point and then boom, goes right out. Why?" And I tell him, "You know what, Gary? I learned to do this as a child. I learned to do this so that other people would not be intimidated by me, so that I could make friends, so that girls would not be mean to me or jealous. So I've just learned to dim my light to make everything smooth around me." And he says, "That is not your responsibility. By dimming your light, you are giving in to those people and their insecurities. You shine your light and you will inspire other people to shine their light. And if they can't see that, they're not for you. Don't ever dim your light again when you walk into my room or any room." And that is how I learned that. And now I share it with you. Don't dim your light, my loves. I love you.
Alright. So when I saw that, I said, Alright, so you guys are worrying about what she's doing. Just mind your own business. Let her be. The planet wasn't made just for you guys. It's made for everybody that's living in it right now. Jeez, those people are freaking stupid. Let's see, 8 comment under it, or maybe the thread continues. Okay. There's this. Doria Flower, Harry's wife, Archie and Lily's mama, Archwell co-founder, philanthropist, boss lady. Let's look at some pictures. Yep, she's been doing her thing. It's not her fault you guys are so stupid and you can't keep up with her. Alright, there she is. I love that smirk. There she is. She looks good in red. Yep. Yep. All right. There's that. Okay, what Meghan Markle wore in 2021. Okay, that's a thread. If there's a music, I'm sorry, I'm gonna mute it. All right. All right. So there's no sound. I'll fast forward it when I'm editing. All right. So there's no sound, so that's fine. Alright, so it's starting it over again. Alright, Meghan outshine walls again. Quote, unearthed photo shows Meghan Markle and her suit days posing with sweet note made for by her co-star's daughter. Okay. I don't want to click on that. Alright, so here, I'm sorry, think I've missed a few years. Then Meghan had more success before she even met Harry. After seeing how they treated her, tossed by magazine and Kate Williams wedding in the trash. Okay, sorry, but I'm done high school and appreciate hard work, folks. Okay, Kate is doing that all on her own. You see? Yeah, they're doing it on their own because they're not minding their own business. Look at her diary expression, rolling her eyes at children because they mentioned the Sussexes, copying Meghan's style and PDA. Self-inflicted unpopularity promoted by a one-sided comp designer by royal family, royal rights, British media. Sussex no longer, what is it? Working royals, stop competing. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You see, in a nutshell. Let's go to the next tweet that I bookmark. Okay, See Meghan, even mugxits want you to hire me. Tell your people to call my people and we can get this thing done. The squad knows how to turn things into something else. Okay, what else are you hiding from us, Pagan Cholani? Pagan Cholani is a person who works directly for Meghan. She is a British branding and advertising expert. I used to DM with her and she had a lot of insider knowledge. She propagated the view that Kate and Carol were responsible for everything and the British royal family, the lesser evil. Sophia Anderson. Who bought this shit? But anyway, 2009, Copenhagen, Denmark. 2009, that's when I first started on Twitter, but never touched it after that. Alright, Pagan, I didn't know these nutters figure you out so quickly. I was hoping it'll take a bit longer so you can become a millionaire first, since the Sussexes are paying out big checks. Okay, damn, these people live in a multi-universe. Okay, I love when Pagan is trending for the squad. You know, Sis has stepped on the Devenger's toes carrying an axe. The squad or something. Congratulations, Sis. Please remember me because we all started together. It's like, don't leave me behind. Alright, send a little penny here. Also, tell your bosses that I have still not received my check. Please, Bridget, I need to secure my own check before I can get involved with other people's money. Let me take my money first, please. Thanks for understanding. I'm telling you, the squad or something. Alright, let's see. What I don't understand is why you guys haven't gotten your checks. Okay? At Jodiva, that's the one who usually give us the Montecito news. Tell us to DM her back on October. Get with it. Okay, if you are propagating the view that the British royal family is lesser evil, sound like you are a royal plant in the Sussex orbit. She's on track. So all this time you have been playing us. The entire time I'm chilling in Montecito under a tree as we speak. Harry makes a mean Long Island iced tea and little bed just precious. Alright, let's just stay continue. I'm deceased. They are pulling all kinds of nonsense out their asses. Alright, let me read this and move to the next one. Pagan, as you're working directly with Sussexes, it's time for you to leave Shutter Island with your family. It's not safe for you. Tell the Queen of Montecito and a board to book you at least a first-class seat or a jet because it's an emergency. She said she will send the PJ, but it's still not here. Hope didn't get the dates wrong. Alright, it's Sophia, the undercover mugxit. I know her account was shady when she kept adding me to red list and I saw her liking Charles C. Owen tweets. Okay, who's that? C. Owen, I don't know who's that. I don't think she's undercover anymore. That's the laugh. Okay, so all this time you've been taking meeting with the Sussex team while Archie makes everyone his famous waffles and you couldn't invite anybody. Rude. Let's just cry. Alright, there's more. Let me move on because I need to start editing. I have a lot. I'm way behind. Alright, there's this. I have more. Next tweet. Okay, I really don't understand the scale of the anger against Harry and Meghan. I understand disliking various public figures, but this is something different. It feels very personal to people. It's like they seem to be watching a soap or pantomime. Really odd. Okay, I know it's stirred up by the tabloid, but still, surely any of us can see that papers will always have making headlines and scandals as a priority, and that their narrative are rarely going to be accurate, especially when they make money from drama. Okay, are people just racist? Is it that? Is it that they support abuse system and resent Harry being a whistleblower of sort? Harry is not a whistleblower. Harry just told his truth. When he had the chance to tell his part, he said he's not gonna say. But things that were put on him, he cleared it out. Alright? Or is it different? Is it that this has been made by the tabloid into team sport somehow? Brothers versus brothers, pick a side like a football team. Yeah, that I truly believe. I've been saying this because Harry was voice of reason in the palace. So they had to divide them. Alright, whoever was putting nonsense into William's head to make Harry the enemy toward William, they did that because Harry was voice of reasoning. He was the only smart person in the royal family to say no, don't do certain things because he was too good. He knows the nonsense that was being played with the royal family. So what did they do? They put nonsense into the other brother, the jealousy and all of that, to hate on his brother and throw him out of there. So that's that. Okay, is it that the economic situation is getting worse and so people are getting more and more desensitized and struggling? Guess what? The economy that they are in, they put themselves in it. Why? Because they had all the previews of what the people who are in power, I'm talking in the UK, alright, they had a preview of their tactic. When they went to vote, they vote for the same people. Why did they do that? Because the people who were in power penned them against each other, and you got the hate happening, and then they forgot about their own problem. They saw the hate instead of their own personal problem, so they put themselves there. Alright, majority of them, not all, but remember, what's supposedly to be a free country, you vote for your leaders. Alright, even though there's some undertone here, asterisk I would say, because majority wins, so they put the same people right back in power. So whatever they have in here, it's self-inflicted. Alright, let me continue with her tweet. And need to clench to a pantomime-esque view of the very real soap opera. Is it escapism and doesn't create belonging in the teams? Okay, it is simply patriotism and tradition, championing William, and progressive-ish championing Harry. There's a question mark here. Are they just using the boys as symbols? Because there's a lot of projection involved here also. It's all of that. They want to stay on tradition and all of that, but if you're suffering through that system of tradition, something needs to change. This is Harry. Alright, he was part of the system. He was hurt, he wasn't happy, so he changed his course. If Harry is smart enough to know this system is not good for me, I'm pretty sure the UK people who say this system, this tradition is not good for me as well, because everybody have one life to live. If you F it up, it's your own doing. You see the problem, alright? You see the problem, but many of them are not doing anything about it. But Harry did. Harry did something about it. Alright, let's continue with a thread. Harry being portrayed by lovers and haters alike for different reasons as being anti-authority, anti the old system. But that's because he was hurting and he left. He didn't change the system, he just left. Okay, he didn't tell them to change. Maybe while he was there he was telling them they need to change, but the system says specifically they don't plan on changing. Okay, they don't plan on changing because it's good for them. But Harry said this system is not good for me and my wife and children, I better move. He didn't do anything to change them, he just removed himself from it. Now collectively, the people of the UK, if they want to change the system, is up to them, because the other side, the institution, already told them they're not changing. So that something needs to be done. And it seems like majority of the people, based on vote, seem to be okay with the monarch. So that's why they still exist.
How do you understand it to begin with? How do you know that that's a part of your destiny?
Well, we don't, put it this way, we don't all sit in a room with a queen and a blackboard going,
Little did I know each household of the British royal family act as a separate entity. The Queen, Prince Charles, Prince William, and back then, Prince Harry, each one of them worked individually. They did not work as one for the firm, which is what Harry is explaining, where they should have sat with the Queen, with a blackboard, and discuss their project. What Harry has mentioned here on the Obama Foundation interview. That's what they should have been doing. That way everybody knows what everybody else is doing, so they don't overlap and don't step over each other. But they didn't do that. That's not Harry's fault.
it's a kind of, I don't know, I think it's, I wouldn't say it's in our blood, but at the same time I think it's over history and watching our parents, watching our grandparents, and just learning our way through that process. I mean, Christ, I think I went to my first proper royal engagement at the age of 4 or 5. So you make mistakes, like we all have, and then slowly you find your way and you start to realize that you've got an incredible platform to make really positive change.
Did you always embrace this role and responsibility?
No, I don't think I understood it. I think what happened to my mum probably put me a step back, thinking, well, how could someone who did so much for the world and did so much for everybody else could be treated like that by a certain institution? So it takes a bit of getting used to, but as I said, it's once you understand the privileged position that you're in, you've then got to spend the rest of your life earning that privilege and giving back, and also gaining the trust and respect of the general public, and then using that position for good. But I think my understanding of service and duty became really, really ingrained, or it was given to me by my service in the military, because that's what it's all about, and because it's all about giving back. So yeah, I think that, look, lots of people say that, oh, your job of traveling the world is wonderful. Of course it's wonderful, but when we get sent to some countries, we don't always get to see the beautiful parts. We're always there trying to deal with some of the issues, but also doing everything we can to bring people together to make change, to make positive change. And it's an absolute joy and a privilege to meet the younger generation of change makers across the world who genuinely believe in the fact that they, as a single person and as a group and as a community and as a nation, not only can change their country, but can change the world as well. And that is what keeps me going on a day-to-day basis.
A progressive William being portrayed by the same people as one of the old guard, patriotic, stiff upper lip. Okay, or people also using the situation as an extension of the soap opera that the papers made of Charles and Diana. Or they're using the boys as mascot. I see Harry associated with Diana, William with Charles. Yeah, I mean, why will I say that? Harry is focusing on himself. Alright, when push comes to shove, that's when he speaks. Like, for instance, when Charles tried to throw him under the bus regarding is it Saudi or that Middle East person who was donating to Center Bali, but Harry decided not to deal with him and return the money that he donated, and he warned Charles about him and said, I don't think this is a good person to do business with. But what did Charles do? Charles continued, taking money from him and giving the CBE and all of that. So it's not Harry's fault. When Charles decided to throw Harry under the bus, Harry was minding his own business. Then it pushes, it pushes Harry to come and say, wait a second, don't get me involved with your mess. This is what happened with me and him, and I told you, don't do business with him, but you didn't listen. I'm just paraphrasing, So it's not Harry's fault, He left the system the way it is. He just removed himself, Remove himself. The change that he wants to make, he's doing it for himself, not the whole institution. The institution made it public through Vanity Fair. They don't plan on changing. The younger one, I don't know how the phrase went, but she pretty much said they're not changing. But Harry felt like he needs to change, so he left. And it was by force, by the way. Harry was willing to stay with that same institution, but they forced him to leave because his wife and children and himself too were not happy. So he removed himself and making the change for himself, his family, his children, not the rest of the firm. The firm are okay with the way they are according to them. Alright, so
the decision that I have made for my wife and I to step back is not one I made lightly. It was so many months of talks after so many years of challenges. And I know I haven't always gotten it right, but as far as this goes, there really was no other option.
And then they divide them. They divide the brothers. Alright, let's see. Harry's being portrayed by lovers and haters. Okay, I just read that. Are people also using this situation as an extension of the soap opera? Why do I feel like I read that? That the papers made Charles and Diana. Alright, that's right. Okay, are they using the boys as mascot? Yes, they are. I see Harry associate with Diana. That's his passion. Alright, it happened. What is it? They started bringing him since he was a kid, and then it took him a while to get used to it. Once he realized the position that he's in, he's okay with it, and now that's part of his passion. Alright, William with Charles. I mean, we could see both of their action and behavior. Okay, we don't need to say, oh, they this, they that. We're seeing it. They doing it. Alright, yet I'm telling you, we're living in history right now. This is things I should be reading in my history, but it's happening in real life for me, and I'm seeing here. And this is why we have to say what is the obvious, because these people will not put it in the history book because it doesn't look good. And the thing is that as we living in real life, they know it's bad. They know it's bad, but they keep doing it. That's the scary part here. They know it's bad, but they kept doing it. And then at the same time, the BS that they kept doing, they don't want it to be in the history book because it's bad. They want to be seen good, as good people, good this, good that. But guess what? They kept doing it. At the same time, they don't want it to be known. They want to see it the other way around. If they could steal Harry's things, whatever Harry's doing, and put William's name instead of it, they'll do it. They'll do it. But little of us, as we're moving forward with our kids who probably can't read right now, we let them know this is what's happening. Okay, certain things you can tell your kids, but at a certain time you have to let them know this is what is happening. This is what you witness. You are witnessing history, and these people are trying to distort history. Can you imagine? I've said this before for new people. Can you imagine if your great-grandchildren are in school, and then they tell them to do research about Harry and Meghan? Okay, what do you think they would have been seeing if the Sussex squad were not there to do the pushback?
My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
It's all the negative headlines, okay, that we saw that prompted me to start doing this channel. Alright, and I'm thinking of doing some, putting my things on Spotify as well. Alright, so if it wasn't for the Sussex squad doing the pushback, your great-grandkids, when they're doing research, when they're reading history books, they will be reading the headlines that Daily Mail, Mail on Sunday, all the tabloid headlines are putting, those BS. Guess what? And we also have Oprah's interview to back up and say, no, that's not what happened. This is what happened. Okay? These are the things we have to fight for the truth to be seen and to be heard, because they're smearing Harry and Meghan's name. So this is what, if we didn't do the pushback, we would have seen the headlines, the negativity about Harry and Meghan. That's what they were doing. And we could also assume some of the things we read in the history book about African Americans or black in general around the world. Any negativity that we read in the history book, just know there's another side to it, because they will not say the truth. They will not put the truth because the truth is bad. It's very painful. It's unheard of to do things to human. And look at in the United States, they don't even want to teach history. Why do you think is that? Because their line of practices, their behavior is bad, is shameful. They don't want people to know. But when in fact people need to know, their great grandkids, the one who were inflicting pain onto the African American people, need to know these things. Why? Because their great grandkids are repeating the same tactic but in a different form. So at some point they need to feel those pain as well, because if they feel it is right to do, to inflict pains onto other, at some point they need to start feeling it. They need to start feeling it themselves, not by people of good conscience. People of good conscience wants to move on, not to forget, but they want to forgive, patch it up and move forward. But don't forget, do not forget what had happened, because it's painful. This is what African American are fighting for. These kind of behavior were painful. We will forgive you if you're willing to accept your fault and move forward, but we will not forget, and to make sure it doesn't happen again, because it was painful. These kind of things. Alright, so that's that. Let's see here. Oh my god, her thread continues. That might be a video by itself. I really want to start editing. Okay, let's see. Are people also using this situation as an extension of the soap opera that the paper made Charles, Diana and the boys? Okay. Remember, the UK has a blueprint, and the blueprint has been working for them for centuries. Okay, for centuries. So they're keeping up with the blueprint. The thing that's happening here, two things: there's social media and there's the Sussex squad. Okay, who's doing the pushback? Many of the things that's happening here, things that should be in public interest, you're not hearing it. There's the Ghislaine Maxwell thing that's going on. Okay, we're hearing the Epstein and Ghislaine were at the Queen's estate somewhere. Do you hear this anywhere? No. Okay, this is gonna be another video. That's why I don't want to mess it with it here. So if YouTube decided to black this video, it's not there anymore. So you guys need to pay attention. Okay, those things that makes them look bad, they don't want to report it. Okay, they want to look as if they are a saint. Okay, to be a saint, you have to sacrifice certain things. To do things right. But they don't want to change. They don't want to change. They want to keep the same blueprint and continue moving forward. So you're not going to hear the negativity. Okay, let's see. Is this essentially the perfect storm, the perfect projection, or way for people to play out the culture war of woke versus tradition? Is that all this is? Alright. Those that claim to be defending William don't seem to be thinking of him as a person. He's a mascot. They don't consider that he too will have suffered with this press. Harry is his brother. I don't doubt they love each other. I mean, I think Harry would be fine if the brother then do some of the thing that he was doing. So I think that really put him into if you could do this, can you imagine what else can you do? This kind of thing. So he's not staying around to figure out what the brother could do. It's like I'm bouncing. Alright, if you look, for instance, as I'm saying this, the thing that came to mind is we don't know what happened to Archie when they were at Frogmore. What did the person who was working for them was doing in the middle of the night for them to fire her? Alright, we could learn from Jason Kanoff letter, text messages revealing stuff to Daddy Fell. Alright, we all suspected who is behind it. Because of my channel, we suspect. Okay, we suspect what can happen, who was behind it. But because we don't have concrete evidence of that, we suspect. We sort of know, but we don't know for sure. Okay, so we don't have concrete evidence. So with the things that happened with Meghan, with Jason, okay, we could assume similar thing that happened with that nanny, who whatever they saw in the middle of the night. And remember, for some who are new, I sort of mentioned it in other videos, and I said if it was something, speculating, humble opinion, alright, maybe they were trying to, kill the baby, maybe, and then they will blame it on Sid. All right, SID is a child thing that happened when the baby died, and then they don't know what caused it, and they would blame him on that. This is my assumption of what, based on that situation that happened with the nanny. We don't know what happened to the nanny. I was suspecting that what could possibly be, and then what they would have blamed it on, because these things have happened so many times before. All right, so get back to Jason and what happened to Jason and Meghan in court. We could assume the same thing had happened to the nanny. All right, they probably offer her certain amount of money to do certain things, okay, to get rid of the baby. All right, and thank God, our instinct, that human nature, our spirit, these are things we cannot explain, but it's there to wake whoever, either Harry or Meghan, up, to get up in the middle of the night to check on the baby, to see this is what was happening. Okay, so when there was somebody in the comment section said, oh, stop saying Princess Diana sent Meghan to help the boys. Okay, these are things we cannot explain. Okay, that human nature we cannot explain. How in the name of Lord did two people, two different continents, two different sets of friends, but one person was friend with both of them to match them? It's almost the same way that David Bowie with Iman were met. One person knew both of them and set them on a blind date. Okay, and then they have a wonderful life until David Bowie died. Okay, wonderful life. Whatever amount of time they spent together, at least he was loved, he was taken care of, and things like that. I'm talking in terms of David Bowie before he passed. All right, so that human nature, I cannot explain it, I cannot argue with you, but one thing I can say is I'm not gonna stop on what I feel and what I believe in. If you disagree, you think otherwise, create your own channel, put your things out there, because I don't see how, where you see Meghan, very professional, smart, intelligent, know a little bit of everything, and her line of work besides the acting, she was doing Instagram, do social media thing. She was really good at that, making money off of it and all of that. This is something she's known is good at. And then when you look in terms of things that logically we could pinpoint and said, there's this brother here whose image is tarnishing based on his own doing, by the way, and then wants to be popular, but yet wants to be on social media to have a lot of following. Who did he hire to help him with that? Politicians. Okay, politicians who's only know who's good at backstabbing, okay, to do certain things for their own purposes, and they could not reach the level of Meghan when she was on social media, TIG and IG and all of that. Okay, if the mind, William's mind, was open to, or was able to treat people with dignity and respect, and with the way he wants to be treated. Okay, remember, I don't know if I said in this video or the first one, where the mind, the body, okay, the body is constructed to keep you healthy. When something happens, you get sick, you get a cold, you get a cut, whatever it may be, the body is already in its protective kind of state. Okay, like I said, I'm not a doctor, I'm not whatever it may be to tell you this kind of thing, but just in general, once you get a cut or you get a cold, you're sick, you're whatever, your body is into extra drive mode to bring you back to healthy mode. All right, different part of the body is working to cure your system to be one. Okay, so everything could work in sync to be one. So what William was doing here, instead of letting the body work in one, his mind was focusing on hating on Meghan. So it wasn't at one. So he wasn't able to let the body and mind open to reality, accepting, see the potential of Meghan, but only hate, only hate. So he was blind not to see Meghan's potential. where if he needed the help of being on social media, being open to say, look, I want to be popular, humble yourself. Tell Meghan, I want people to follow me on social media. What can I do to do that? No. The mind was working in 3 different things. 1, hating on, maybe 4 things or even more, hating on Meghan, disassociate himself with her, don't accept her into the family, leaking information, allegedly leaking. I know some of you will say, we know he did it. This is my channel. All right, when somebody sue me, they're not gonna sue you. Okay, they're gonna sue me. Okay, allegedly putting things out there based on Dan Wooten also. That's why sometimes I usually put his thing here. The things are coming within the royal family. That I know based on Dan Wooten.
Much of the negativity towards the couple is coming from within the royal family. The royal family and staff of the royal family are the ones that are very often leaking these stories to the press.
Okay, those things were leaking. So his mind was not one. He's finding that and then trying to copy her at the same time. Oh, let me worry. What is she wearing now? What did she wear during this time? So that way we could do the same thing too. All right, and then for the IG and all of that, hire someone else to do those things. If he was one, the mind, the body, the soul was in one, were in sync, his mind would have been open to see Meghan's potential and humble himself and say, Meghan, I need help with this. How can you help me with that to do this? And Meghan doesn't brag about some of this stuff. It's like, okay, you need to do this. We could hire that. I know this person who's good at, and let's bring him in to help you, and this and that and that. Okay? And then you look at, for instance, Taylor Swift video where was it John Bon Jovi asked him to come on stage to sing with him because he noticed that he was aware that William likes to do karaoke. Okay, during that whatever event it was, where Taylor Swift was there sitting right next to him, and call William to come on stage based on Taylor Swift account. Okay, so once Bon Jovi called William to come on stage, all of a sudden William is panicking. Oh my God, da 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 da. Can you come with me? I don't remember the words, da da da. And then we have picture to back up Taylor Swift accounting. Alright? And when she was telling her side of the story, there was no picture of her in front of her. She was sitting in a like an interview kind of setting or chatting setting and was explaining. And the picture matches her accounter. And then for him to turn it completely 360 to make himself look good, saying it completely 360. I forgot why he said, but I remember Taylor Swift part. Alright, so his mind wasn't open to accept, what was in front of him. And I truly believe Princess Diana sent Meghan to this for her boys. Remember, a mother's love is not the same as ours. Okay, we see the negativity on William. Okay, we see it. Therefore, I don't know, some people probably say hate, but I hate to use the word hate, okay, because it is a very strong word. But we may dislike William for his action and behavior, but a mother's love is completely different from yours and mine, okay? We will always love our children. So even though we don't like William, Princess Diana loved her boys and saw Meghan was the right one for her boys for different reasons, not for the same reasons. Harry saw it. Look how Harry's mind is always open, see people for who they are and able to help them when they needed the help. Okay, Harry's mind and body was working in one because he went to get help to get that to that stage. He was in one, so the mind wasn't fighting different evil kind of thing. So he was able to see Meghan for who she was. The other brother did not, because there were too many things that were going on in the mind. I can't explain this any than that. I'm not a psychologist. Okay, I'm not a psychologist to say this term apply to that person. That I can't say, but based on my observation, I truly believe that. If you disagree and tell me, or you want to tell me, don't say it, Princess Diana didn't send Meghan for her boys, they just went on a blind date. Yeah, they went on a blind date. Someone who saw the potential to do the connection, yeah, and then through that, other things would have happened. But one saw it, the other one did not. And then from that point on, the minute the other brother called the mother paranoid, Princess Diana turned her back, because the shield that she was able to do in heaven, however the spiritual world works, I don't know, never been there. But too many crazy stuff be happening in a good way for me to not believe in it. Alright, the minute he went on national television, made a press conference to call his mother paranoid, Princess Diana removed the shield and said, why am I wasting my energy on you to protect you, to continue whatever was set for you, because my other son, his destiny was never set by the firm. He had to shape it for himself. Let me put my energy on him instead. And then from that point on, you could see it is domino effect after domino effect. He tried to cover it, is one after another. Nothing sticks. Nothing sticks. Princess Diana no longer there. Okay? Princess Diana no longer there for him. That's what I believe. You think otherwise? Create your own channel. Put it in the comment section. Let me go hear it. But don't put your nonsense on here, or don't say this, don't say that. You have something different to say? Say, I could understand you don't agree with me. I don't expect anybody to agree with me. Oh, you could say, oh, I don't believe this. Alright? But don't tell me don't say. You want something to say? Open your channel, say it. Next, oh my God, the thread continue. Okay, is William complicit? Maybe. Why might he be complicit? We don't know. Do the papers have something on him? Duh. Okay, if he is afraid of what happened to Harry is happening to him, and is someone sheltering as William, groomed to obedient, going to find it easy to rebel? The way William is implanted in him since he was a child. The minute he was born, the firm took possession of him, groomed him for who he has become. And then this goes way back before William, by the way. And then it passed on from the Queen to Charles, and then to William now. And I'm pretty sure the other one, the heir, is not gonna be any different. It will take a miracle. A miracle. Hopefully Princess Diana is there for the children to see completely different, similar to what Harry is seeing, to put a stop to this nonsense. This is the only way that I see the trend will stop, because right now Princess Diana is not there for William anymore. Okay, maybe for those children whose soul are pure, innocent, maybe, because I don't see that coming from the mother's side. Okay, and I don't see that coming from the Charles. Charles will probably even use the kids for his own interests. Okay, so I don't see where the trend is gonna stop. It will take a miracle to stop it, because I don't see it coming from anybody in the royal family and on the mother's side of those children. All right, let me continue, because this isn't some normal situation. This isn't your average abusive family. This is a system that the boys will genuinely have lived in terror of. William's been trained not to step out of line. There it is. Yeah, and expectations of centuries are on that boy, and always have been. Bingo, there it is. Okay, maybe he does think Harry is difficult. Maybe they have falling out, but why might someone in William's position feel like that? You can bet they'll have put the fear of God into him about refusing the role. Of course, he'll see boundaries as unacceptable. So many things here. What is it? I don't know. I'll have to know exactly what they put in their head, but based on their action, I could see they put nonsense in their head. And they probably put making them do things where they don't see the trace of the person who's behind it. They're making them do it on their own. In other words, self-destruction. Alright, let me continue. Maybe Harry setting boundaries is angering certain members of the family. Okay, and we honestly don't know, but why might that be? Probably because they simply grown up believing that they're public property. They born and such and stuck with it, scared into it. All of that play into how Diana was able to let Harry see certain things. But the firm, probably Diana was trying to, how will I say that? I think I'm seeing two things here. What happened here? Diana was probably teaching both of her boys, okay? Exactly the same thing. The only difference here is why Harry turned a completely different person is that the firm was not teaching Harry anything. Okay? Instead, they were abusing him, making him the scapegoat of everybody in the royal family. Alright? Especially when Diana left, when Diana died, because there was no one to protect him, so Harry was on his own. And with William here, William have both teaching. He had Diana's teaching, and then he had the firm's teaching. So what stuck with him, every time he tried to do some of the things Diana was teaching him, what the firm did is erased it on him. Said, no, that's not the way things supposed to be. Don't do this, don't do that, da. Whatever it may be, I don't know. Okay? Because the firm had a grip on William, but not Harry, because they saw him as some, lesser than, something completely different, so they never really insert their ideology into Harry. Only Diana stuck here. But what happened, and this is where everything is coming together, is that when Harry and his late teens, early 20s, all the negative thing that we saw going on the tabloid about Harry drinking, doing this, pushing paparazzis and all of that, is where the contemplation coming here. Alright, the teaching of Diana, and he's seeing how they were treating him, and he's fighting it. Okay, he's fighting it, trying to get away from it and doing good things, and then saying, okay, I see my mom doing all of those good things, but yet they're treating her that way. You know, all the headlines that were going on, because he was first-hand encounter of how Diana was, okay, from the age of 12. And I'm looking at my son here. Is it my oldest is either 11 or 12? One of those. Okay, he could grasp a lot of things. So a lot of teaching that Princess Diana put on Harry was still embedded in him. He understood it, he saw it, he was first encounter. He didn't need someone else to tell him those things. He saw it himself. Okay, he even brought up, like when she passed, okay, when they told him to pick something of Diana's as a memory or something like that, the first thing he took was Princess Diana's ring. Why did engagement ring? Why did he took it? Because that reminded him when he's holding his mother's hand, that used to hurt him. So to get that connection with him, he kept that. The brother took a watch. I don't know what kind of watch it was. All right, they said, but I don't remember. All right, they took the brother took the watch out of whatever reason, but Harry had a meaning behind his. And then guess what? When it comes for William to propose to Kate, and said, okay, this I used to feel, okay, when she held my hand, but she no longer there. Maybe you should take that ring and give it to her. At least there will be a connection with her on the throne. Okay, so this is how William got that ring to give it to Kate. So there was a connection here. Why did I bring this here? Does anyone actually think Charles will choosing this way? Okay, let's go back. They're born and stuck with the scare. Okay, so the teaching that was put on them. All right, so they went completely 360 because each one of them were taught differently. Harry, thank God, they never indoctrinate him into the role of being the heir. You understand what I mean? Because they're always teaching him as being the spare. He should take the blame of everything of William and all of that. So he got tired of it. He was in pain, not only through the tabloid who were on his face every time he was trying to have fun, but he also was being in pain through the his family. Okay, his family was putting so much pain in him, this kind of thing. So he had to choose a different course of action. And then this is why he said, you know, if he's talking about his father here, if you went through all of that, you were having pain on doing that, why you want me to have that pain? So because he experienced that pain, he's like, nope, I don't want that for Archie or my other kids. All right, so he left. So he was never indoctrinated by the firm. All right, I don't want to give the firm any ideas, but let's leave it at that. If they could put 2 and 2 together and moving forward, based on what I've said, they'll know what to do. Alright, does anyone actually think that Charles will have chosen his role? He wanted to marry someone else, wasn't allowed, clearly feels things political. When he expressed things, is trashed by some. When he's silent, is trashed by others. This is where, you know, they're doing self-destructing. Alright, if they had let him marry the person that he wanted to, alright, we will not have maybe we will still have Harry and William, but in a different form. Okay, in a different form, where Diana's teaching will never be implemented in that role. Alright, maybe we'll still have him, but with a different mother. Alright, when someone's meant to be born, they will be born, no matter who, with whom, they will be born. But maybe the influence of Diana will never be in that institution. But now Diana's influence is within that institution. Okay, and Harry has a teaching of Diana in him. So we have this, and then this is where we having self-destructing. All right, they want something to be perfect. They want things to be perfect. They wanted him to marry a virgin, and all of that when he wasn't really in love with is their behavior and action is gonna cause them to be in existence. Okay, so that's that. All right. Oh my God, this thread is long. Okay, that would be the there's more. All right, let me finish that. All right, let's sit here. Okay, and yeah, he does deserve a lot of disapproval for the Diana situation, but it's still not a normal environment. He wasn't allowed to be human, and so Diana wasn't either. She was punished for being human, for being even the slightest bit individual. Yeah, this is the thing here. The firm don't want people to act like human. I agree with her. Okay, I always say they treat them like robot. They want them to be a robot. All right, they want to create a straight line. I think I started that, but left that. They want them to walk on a straight line. Certain things, there's things that precede to the other. All right, that like a blueprint kind of thing. There's a blueprint for things, but the people don't like blueprint. They don't like robotic kind of behavior. All right, so when they realize the people, okay, the UK citizen like human behavior, so again the firm is acting in terms of machinery. Oh, this is what the people like, so therefore you must act that way. But they don't let them be themselves. They have to be in a certain control. They want to control them. That's the thing, control. So when there's no control, they went in disarray. Look at it. I don't know if they're not embarrassed by it. Everything that Harry and Meghan do, or things that she wear, they're doing it too. I mean, that's freaking embarrassing. So this is the part of the robotic thing where they want to control. Okay, so the people love Meghan wearing that dress, therefore you must wear something similar to that in this occasion. Okay, controlling it. This is the steps you must take. But yet when they're being themselves, when Harry and Meghan being themselves, they don't like it. Because why? They don't know what Harry and Meghan's gonna do next. They need to know. And this is why the tabloid is there, saying that, oh, the people need to know everything about Harry and Meghan. Harry is like, no, when I'm doing public event, this is where you're supposed to know. When I'm in private, you don't need to know that. But no, the institution, the machinery, all right, they're working hand in hand. They want to know everything. That way they could control. That's the thing here. All right, do these people really... Okay, do these people read about William as a child? Have they seen the footage? Can they not see scared little boy worry for his mother and father? Okay, I never seen that. Okay, I don't think we can imagine the pressure of that child, scared of the photographers performing constantly. Alright, all I'm saying is Diana coming, that video of Diana coming while they were skiing, blocking the photographers to leave them alone. Okay, we've all seen the racism, and this is the thing I don't understand with William, knowing the amount of steps his mother took to protect him from the paparazzi and all of that, and then for him to completely forget about that and to collude with the paparazzi. This is the thing here. All right, in my humble opinion, I have to put this here. Okay, we've all seen the racism in the press and from the public when Harry got into a relationship with Meghan. I wonder how many members of that family have had to put aside love, might be gay or trans or just love someone of the one color or religion. Okay, I'm making a video about this, by the way, and I've been researching it for the past few weeks, which is why I have a lot to say on it. Okay, and look at this, I have something to say on everything that you mentioned here. All right, but at some point things have to change. Yeah, nothing lasts forever, because there is a new generation of children now, and my God, they need to be protected. And this is why I said I think Princess Diana probably just focusing on William's children, hoping something different happen. But once they are older and they're making their own choices, then Princess Diana will see how she moves from that point on. But right now they're little conscious, they're just precious. Okay, they're pure right now. Okay, we won't accept a child being told what they had to become in another family, yet George is born and an heir by chance. All right, these are things we cannot control, but let's see how they move forward, because there's a lot of things that they've done in the past they could learn from and make some changes. We shall see. But from what I'm seeing from those two parents, William and Kate, I don't know if they're learning anything right now. I don't know. And so they could implement the change here. And already in his short life, he's probably lost out on a relationship with an uncle and an aunt. The tabloid are already interfering with the lives of those kids. Archie, a baby, was subject to racial abuse. They are kids. Yep. Okay, there's no safety, and I think even to complicit royal will sadly learn this, or may already know. The paper will turn. One day they'll tired of Meghan and Harry, and they'll look for someone else. They'll need new scapegoat. The whole thing, this is what Harry is doing here. He wants to put a stop to it. He wants to put a stop to it. So I'm not, after this thread, I'm gonna stop, but there's more for Harry and William, and there's more videos. I'm probably gonna shift them for tomorrow's recording. Okay, but there's a lot similar to that thing going on here. It's the same as an abused family dynamic. They create a golden child and a scapegoat, but they make it very clear to the GC that one slip up and they'll get the same treatment, and the SG, what is it, SG, is then supposed to aspire to be the GC and what is it, and therefore obey. Well, if the kids are smart, if Princess Diana is doing her thing, it will open the kids' mind and said, look what Uncle Harry did. Alright, look what Uncle Harry did, and he's happy. Alright, this is the only thing that I could see here. This is the only hope that I have for those kids, is Princess Diana opening their eyes, their heart, their mind to see things for what it is and learn from what they are going through. Don't take those BS the firm is putting on them. Okay, unfortunately the SG has upper and left. Alright, he's not just done that, he's exposed them, and the tabloid are in absolute panic mode right now. You can feel it. In a way, we could assume that, but I think the tabloid is playing a part in it, into the destruction. Alright, they hound Harry and Meghan, even from another country, and my God, this must scare the other royals. That's up to them. That's up to them. Because you know what I was gonna say, because I'm not in it, I cannot say. Alright, and I'm knock on wood, I never experienced that. Okay, because as cowardly as it may be to allow Harry and Meghan to receive this, I don't think that's okay at all. How many of them are thinking, God, please don't let that be me or my kids? But then again, what? They're part of it. They're giving nonsense to the tabloid to create these things. This, we have to understand that. They are. Then wouldn't say all of those negativity are coming within the royal family. The royal family are the one who's doing that. Okay? So they are creating this nonsense. They're creating it and then they're afraid of it at the same time. So what can I say? Alright, they the one who's create their own fear. Why is it now Harry said he's not afraid of them anymore? Because he understands what's going on. I'm hoping Diana is helping those kids to understand the system that they are in, because these things are self-inflicted. Okay, don't let them look at me, don't let them notice, no, they want to be looked at. Don't they want to be how do you call this, on the spotlight? This is why we're seeing all this nonsense. Other than that, Harry and Meghan would have still be in the UK, but they want the spotlight. So they want the spotlight, but not in the sense that they are being spotted. It's the negativity, because they don't know how to do anything right. Everything that they do are stupid, so we're seeing all the stupidity. If they were doing good things, we will see the good thing, but they're so shady in every corner, so we're seeing all this negativity. This is why I said they need to focus on themselves. Okay, so they want the spotlight. It's just the thing the spotlight is putting on is not what they want people to see. This is why I said there's no perfect human being. They want to be seen as perfect, but they're not. Okay, give them nothing to hurt, give them nothing. Okay, what happens if George or Charlotte or Louis say Louis is gay or trans? Hey, I mean, I don't know what to say about that, whether to be happy or whatever, but at least that community will have a voice or something. Okay, at least that community will have a voice. I can't speak for the gay or the trans or bi or whatever it may be, because I'm not that, so I can't say anything about it. Okay, and at the same time, I don't want to discredit them, because they were meant to be here. We have to live in a way where we coexist. So at least if one of them or either of this, guess what? They have a voice. Those groups have a voice somewhere. They'll have someone to back them up, like the squad. Okay, I'll back them up. Okay, I'm not gonna force them to do it. I'm not gonna force them to be something that they are not. But if they are and they're true to themselves, I'll back them up. Okay, let's see here. What if they just want to go on a holiday to see their aunt and uncle? How do you think the press will cover those things? And the thing is that it's really hard, in my humble opinion. Harry and Meghan could do their own thing. But what's really hard with this, to allow them to come and visit them, have fun, and let them be kids and all of that, is that you can't trust them. You can't trust them, because they are in bed with the with the media, when you want things to be private, because they have to tittle tattle, you do this, or so I don't do that, or you don't report this because I did that, this kind of thing. Okay, to backstab them, because they will give it up so easily. That's the thing. This is what I'm afraid for Harry and Meghan, because those kids are innocent. Okay, I understand that they are innocent, but the things that they're teaching them to be part with the how do you call this, to be in bed with the tabloid, this is where Harry, you know, they already removed themselves from that, and this is what I'm afraid for them to do, where they go and then saying things that happen in Harry and Meghan's private life kind of thing. All right, that's the only thing I'm afraid of. But Harry and Meghan could do whatever they want. All right, well, they could do whatever they want. If whenever they are at Montecito, the kids, okay, they could be themselves, they could run, play, nobody's taking picture of them, whatever, and then they keep it there, I'm happy for them. I'm really happy for them. But once they go to the UK and start telling people this is what happened when they were at Uncle Harry's house, this is where I'm like, I'm not for it. I'm not for it. Because Harry went through a lot to have that privacy. He went through a lot, and he's still going through it. That's the thing here. He's still going through it. So that privacy thing here that Harry was craving for, and he have it, and he's still fighting for it. And then to invite them in, and then for them to go back and say it, this is where I draw the line here. I'm like, yo, Harry, don't bring them back in anymore. But at least, I guess you could give them a chance to prove themselves. But then again, we've seen their pattern of things. They could keep it for a while, and then when they're on a really hot seat, and then they bring this out several years later, you know, to use it against Harry and this kind of thing. So I don't know. It's up to Harry and Meghan. But those kids, conscious, they're pure. They're pure. That's the thing I'm afraid for them here. Alright, let's see here. Oh my god, that thread. Every member of that family is in some creepy abusive setup. There it is, okay? Setup where they're afraid, complicit, perhaps don't know different. Yep. Or maybe do understand, but think I have to protect my own now. Who knows what the press have on them? What might have William, what might they have on William? And the thing is that if they are, let's say those kids, William's kid, come to Meghan's house or whatever, maybe this is the chance where Harry could tell them that his experience, how he dealt with it. Maybe they could have that as a process of thinking when they go home and think about it. How did Uncle Harry did? That way, you know, I don't do bad things. That way the tabloid will not have anything against me. This kind of thing. So Harry could, every chance Harry have with those kids, if he ever has, and tell those kids, this is what I did. Okay, when I was young, I did this bad thing. They took picture of me and then they sell it to the tabloid. If I didn't do this, okay, the tabloid will not know about that. This kind of thing. So Harry, maybe it's too Harry, they will have a chance. Maybe if they come and spend 2 weeks with Harry, okay, Harry take the opportunity to explain to them, this is what I did. Maybe that will be the only physical thing, and other than that, it's to spiritual world of Princess Diana. That's all I could say here. That's all I could say here. Alright, let's see here. This is the last part. Oh my god, I went through all of it. Or maybe they are just coward. That's a possibility. Yeah, the tabloid framed them in a way, and the firm is making them to be afraid. That's the thing here, making them to be afraid. Alright, and then they think there's no other way. So once Harry opened his mind and went to therapy and realized, oh, I don't have to be afraid with this about these people. You know, these are words, even though words can be very painful, but I could do something about it. I could change the course of action. Alright, they might be out and out unkind, we don't know, but these people are not operating in a normal family. Yeah, and I was surprised when I see there's different household instead of them being one. Okay, where the let's say the queen will give Charles things to do, all right, things that the queen don't want to do, and pass it on to Charles, and then if Charles doesn't want to do it, and then bring it up to William to do it in that order. And then if William doesn't want to do it and Charles doesn't want to do it, guess what? Now it would have been Harry who probably will have to do it. Okay, so when the two main people or three main people, the Queen, Charles, and William, don't want to do it, the last option is Harry. But no, each one of them are not working together to make things happen. Each one of them are doing their own thing. Oh my god, it's 5 o'clock. I need to move on. I need to wake up my son. Okay, I finished with the thread on time. Okay, there's some comment here. I have to correct on one narrative that William innocent or a victim. Look at the court document. He said he's lucky to harass Meghan and try to make her lost her straightforward court case. Because of him, the trial was greatly prolonged. That's true too, but they have to go through to how is that JK first. Okay, I didn't know the detail of that. God, do you have a source for that anywhere? It's fine if not, but I really like to read it. I'm trying to study all this stuff. Okay, let's see here. Is there a thread within a thread? Let me bookmark this. I can't read it. You know, with that being said, there's more. There's gonna be a part 2. I'm gonna have to leave it for another video. All right. Oh my god, look at this. She put everything out there. Okay, I need to save that for another time. All right, maybe for next video when I get the time. Let me bookmark this. Okay, I'll come back to that. You know, it started here. Can you read your court document? Let's see. Add in detail. God, do you have source? Okay, from here. All right. This one from here. I must start. All right. Next time I start the next video, which will not be today because I have to go wake up my kids, I will start from here. I'm letting you know. We're having a conversation here. You know who you are. We were chatting on the comment section. Alright, so this is where I'll pick up, and then there's a lot more. Alright, so let's do a prayer. What did I have here? Prayer for the blind to see and make good choices. You know what? I'm sticking with that based on some of the things that I was reading. All right, let's pick. Let's see this one. Okay, sermon at grace, the middle. The middle is where God often shows up unnoticed at first and begins to transform the structure of our world, starting with our own hearts. Some of the things that I was saying, I told you guys, I'm not really that deep of a religious person, but when you open your mind, you have to believe on something. I believe in God. You have to believe something. I'm not expecting you to believe on the same thing that I believe, but create something to believe in, so you don't wander around in this world with like a chicken without a head. All right, so let's do another one. Alright, so let's do this one. Monday morning prayer. Today is Friday. Alright. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. One more. Prayer for today. Let's do this one. Prayer for today. Oh, is it blurry? Yes, it is. But let's see here. Okay, prayer for today. Lord, thank you for the gift of life. Thank you for the gift of family. Thank you for the gift of rest, being in quarantine, and made us appreciate many blessings which we took for granted when before COVID-19 happened. Now you have given us the time to pause and realize what truly matters. That remind me, when I read the word pause, it reminded me of Meghan telling I think Jason why she's sending the letter to the father, to give the father a time to pause and think, kind of thing. All right, Lord, continue to open our eyes, that's right, to see the good even this difficult season that we are in. Believe me, your reality is the best teaching. Okay, to see those kids who are still in the institution. We may not care about William, we may not like William, but remember, if you have kids or you plan on having kids or whatever it may be, those kids are gonna be part of your children's generation. So we have to hope their eyes are open, because they are in a position where they could make things happen that could affect your kids. So we have to pray for them, for them to see, for their eyes to be open. Okay, we have to pray for them at some point, because right now there is absolutely no hope for the brother. We just living it. He is a baggage for God. He is a baggage for God, but at least the kids, they're conscious or clear, they're pure, they're virgin in terms of everything. All right, they don't know what the world is all about yet, but you see, based on the firm action, we could see, we could guess, we could make educational guess what they will do to those kids. So now we have to pray, put that shield over those kids. Okay, put a shield over those kids to not intake those negativity. Alright, because life goes on. Once you and me die, life goes on. If you want to leave the world a better place, those kids need to be prayed for, and hope they don't become like their father, their grandfather, and their grandma, because their grandma sat there and shut her mouth and let things happen. Look how she's protecting a man who have abused other kids. So we have to protect those young ones who's growing up. They don't know anything about this world, because those adults are putting nonsense into those kids' brain. Okay, so we have to put things in perspective. All right, help us to always be grateful. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. With that being said, I need to stop, wake up my kids. Tomorrow, when I continue, it's gonna be maybe tomorrow's date, and then continue. Alright, but I need to stop now. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to help this channel, there's a PayPal link in the description. If you can't, that's fine. Watch the commercials and the video and those videos. Thank you for your support. That's it. I gotta go.